What if the most important book in the history of your nation, the law that defined your people and your relationship with God, was lost for generations? This isn't ancient myth. It's the true story of reform, revival, and the explosive power of one rediscovered scroll. Welcome to BibleScroll AI, where scripture comes alive through the lens of storytelling and technology. Today, we journey to the kingdom of Judah, into the book of 2 Kings, to the incredible moment where a lost book brought an entire nation to its knees. Meet Josiah. He ascended the throne at the age of 8, one of the few good kings in a long line of evil ones. For decades, Judah had sunk into idolatry. Pagan altars stood in the temple, astrologers were honored, and human sacrifice was practiced. God had been forgotten. By the time he was 26, Josiah had purged the land, tearing down idols and restoring reverence. But a final, critical piece was missing: the original blueprint for their faith. In the 18th year of his reign, Josiah ordered the neglected temple of the Lord to be repaired. During the cleanup, the high priest, Hilkiah, made a discovery that would shake the foundations of the kingdom. Tucked away in the rubble, a single brittle scroll. It was the book of the law, likely the original writings of Moses, the very covenant between God and Israel, lost and buried amidst generations of spiritual neglect. Hilkiah sent the scroll to the king's secretary, who carried it to the palace and began to read. As the king listened, the full weight of his ancestors' sin and the nation's impending doom crashed down upon him. He realized how utterly far they had strayed. His reaction was not just sorrow. It was primal terror and conviction. He immediately sent messengers to the prophetess Huldah to ask God what they must do. Huldah confirmed the scroll's truth. God's judgment was certain because of their sin. But because Josiah's heart was tender and he had humbled himself before the Lord, the disaster would be delayed until after his time. But Josiah did not stop there. He gathered all the people from the greatest to the least in the temple courtyard. He read the entire book of the covenant aloud, then made a public, binding promise to follow the Lord and keep his commands with all his heart and soul. And all the people joined him in that covenant. This single moment, the rediscovery of a lost book, ignited the greatest spiritual awakening in the history of Judah. It led to the destruction of every last pagan relic and the restoration of the true Passover celebration.